After years of unhinged cultish devotion to Donald Trump, MAGA Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene is at last being rewarded for her, I won't say hard work, but her intensity by being made the chairwoman of a subcommittee under the Republican-led House Oversight Committee that will work closely with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy in the Doge committee. Yikes. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, this might finally put a smile on Marjorie Taylor Greene's face. She has been very upset, despite the fact that the Republican Party won decisively in the 2024 election. It wasn't a landslide or a mandate, but they won. They won the presidency, they won the Senate, they won the White House. And she's been very upset despite that fact. Well, James Comer, the Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee, perhaps the most powerful and influential of the various committees in the House of Representatives because it exercises oversight of the federal government in the form of the executive branch. Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene is now officially part of Republican leadership. She is becoming the chairwoman of a subcommittee. And we're going to play a clip of her and read an article about this, I'm sure, what will be a disaster subcommittee. But this is what she had to say on Twitter, and then we will watch a video of hers about 90 seconds long. She says, "I'm thrilled to announce I'll be chairing a brand new subcommittee to work hand in hand with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy's Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. Get it? I won't rest until we've rooted out every penny of waste and abuse. The American people deserve a government that works for them, not against them." Oh my God. All right, so here we go. This is Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about this to Steve Bannon, or with Steve Bannon, on his MAGA War Room podcast.
This is a real subcommittee, and I'm very excited about this opportunity, Steve. This is the whole reason why I ran for Congress. I ran for Congress to gut the federal government of waste, fraud, and abuse and get rid of the unelected bureaucrats and the horrible spending and ridiculous programs that have brought us to $36 trillion in debt. I also ran for Congress to make sure that we passed President Trump's agenda, and that was back in 2020. You know, I was one of those people that was upset about Paul Ryan and about how the Republican-controlled Congress never got Trump's agenda done. Well, this is an opportunity, being the chair of a subcommittee on Doge, where I will finally get to work on the very things that led me to run for Congress in the first place. It's also one of the most important things we can get done in the Trump administration, and this is a one-time opportunity through President Trump and his appointment for Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to lead up this Doge commission. This is going to be almost 2-year process going into July of 2026, where it will be an entire process. But the subcommittee on oversight is extremely important piece, because this is the way Congress can work hand in hand to expose everything that needs to be exposed, things that people have heard about but they've never seen.
Like a conspiracy theory. Hey, have you heard about this? You haven't seen it, but you might have heard about it. Maybe it doesn't exist, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene, famous conspiracy theorist and liar. It's funny that she's complaining about reckless Republican spending when it was Donald Trump who added $8 trillion to the national debt, the single greatest contribution in a single 4-year term. So much for fiscal responsibility. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene is no longer, I remember so vividly being in conversations and debates with MAGA sympathizers and apologists saying, listen, sure, Marjorie Taylor Greene might be a member of Congress, and sure, she's very close to Kevin McCarthy when he was Speaker and to Donald Trump. Sure, all of these things are true, but she's like an outlier. Well, she's actually going to get, again, a subcommittee. She's going to lead that subcommittee. She's going to work with the world's richest man, Elon Musk, who is, by many reports, the shadow de facto prime minister, in a subcommittee under the most powerful committee in the House of Representatives. So it sure seems like she's really woven into the tapestry of the Republican Party. I've never believed that she was an outlier. I use her as my trump card, pun intended, to talk about the disparate and asymmetrical craziness of the GOP, because there is no Democratic version of Marjorie Taylor Greene. But yeah, she's going to have her own subcommittee. Fox News wrote an article about this. Comer to create Doge subcommittee chaired by Marjorie Taylor Greene to work with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Ramaswamy tells Fox News Digital he and his team have already met with Comer and Greene, and they look forward to working together. A source familiar told Fox News Digital that Greene will chair the Delivering on Government Efficiency subcommittee, which will focus on rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. A source familiar with Fox News Digital told Fox News Digital that Comer had a meeting with Ramaswamy and his incoming Doge team. And Ramaswamy confirmed the meeting with Comer and Greene to Fox News Digital. Quote, a key step to driving greater efficiency in government is exposing the problem to the public. We're grateful that the House Oversight Committee has created a subcommittee to focus on this work, a spokesperson for Ramaswamy told Fox News Digital. We look forward to working together. The source said Ramaswamy is, quote, supportive of the Oversight Committee's endeavor and are already working together. Comer told Fox News Digital that Trump's, quote, landslide victory reflects a clear mandate to address inflationary spending that's driving up the cost of living to hardworking Americans. Wasteful government spending must end, and taxpayers deserve to see their money used effectively and efficiently. Fox News Digital, Comer told Fox News Digital that the subcommittee, quote, will align with the Trump administration's priorities to eliminate government waste, streamline the federal government's operations, and cut red tape that's stifling jobs, increasing costs for the American people. I look forward to working with Marjorie Taylor Greene, Elon Musk, and Vivek Ramaswamy to deliver on these goals to make America great again. Oh my gosh. So there you go. Nothing, no quote, no topic will be off the table, she said. Quote, the goal of Doge is to bring accountability and gut useless government agencies. She expects that the subcommittee's work, quote, will expose people who need to be fired, the bureaucrats who don't do their job, fail audits like in the Pentagon, and don't know where billions of dollars are going will be getting a pink slip, Greene said. Chairman Comer and I are focused on delivering the mandate voters sent on November 5th, and I can't wait to get to work. Now, I should say that the Pentagon's budget increased under the Trump administration. It tends to increase even higher under Republican administrations compared to Democrats. Democrats have been the longstanding critics of exorbitant Pentagon spending, so I'm not sure why she's trying to cop that language. I will also point out that, again, there's no mandate. Donald Trump is currently winning the popular vote by about 1.5 percentage points. Again, still a win. He still won the election because it's not the popular vote which determines who is president. It's the Electoral College, unfortunately. But this idea that the American people just overwhelmingly love Donald Trump is categorically not true. As a matter of fact, as of this moment, more people voted against Donald Trump in the 2024 election than voted for him. More than 50% voted for either Vice President Harris or a third party or a write-in than did Trump. He won a plurality of the vote, or is winning a plurality of the vote. So again, there's no mandate. But this idea of a Doge subcommittee seems to also have perplexed Fox News because Aaron Bean, a Republican congressman, was asked by Fox News host Martha McCallum about why the hell Doge needs a subcommittee in the first place. And Aaron Bean's answer is really cringe, as the kids would say. It's really embarrassing, given that he's an adult who is a member of a supposedly co-equal branch of government, talking about Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who will be advisors not even in the government. But I want you to hear how he describes his role as a sitting U.S. congressman and apparently how the U.S. Congress is supposed to be to Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Note the language.
Why did you feel the need to form a Doge caucus, and how are you going to work to support this effort?
Well, Martha, I'm fired up. My colleagues are fired up. There's great excitement here on Capitol Hill. They're going to need help. They're going to need help. And Elon and Vivek, as dynamic and smart as they are, they have to have worker bees in Congress to get the job done. It takes an act of Congress to get it done. And if we know anything, swamp creatures, the swamp will not go quietly in the night. It's going to be a fight. Game on. We are ready. My colleagues are.
So I'm sorry, this was the Doge caucus, not the Doge subcommittee. But note the language. They need worker bees in Congress. We're just their servants, just to do whatever they want. Really embarrassing stuff from people who are supposed to be members of, quite frankly, the preeminent, the dominant branch, which is what Congress is supposed to be, first among equals, the predominant branch. But they don't behave that way. Pretty gross stuff. But speaking of Marjorie Taylor Greene, the one last thing I want to point out here is Marjorie Taylor Greene recently had a meltdown on Steve Bannon's War Room podcast over the notion that Republican senators are reluctant to appoint some of Donald Trump's cabinet nominees. And this was before Matt Gaetz withdrew his name. I want you to see, and this also relates to the last clip we saw, this notion of worker bees just doing whatever Donald Trump and his proxies want. This is how Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks of herself, the U.S. Congress, the Republican Party, this is what their purpose is.
We support Donald Trump and his agenda. That's it. That's it. They didn't go, we support Republicans. That is not what they said. They said, we support Donald Trump and his agenda. Therefore, the mandate and the order from the American people is whoever he nominates and appoints, you better pass him through the Senate. That is your job. You say, yes, sir, and you get it done. Whatever.
Your job is to do whatever Donald Trump says. It doesn't matter who he says, advise and consent. No, sure, that's language in the Constitution, but Trump wanted to terminate the Constitution in the first place. So the Constitution's words don't matter. You are a rubber stamp. You just do what you're told. We're a cult. Really gross and pathetic stuff. These MAGA cultist politicians should be made fun of. There's a reason that it's justified to have contempt for the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene. If Donald Trump's your leader, that's fine. Parties have leaders. I understand that for the most part, you're supposed to align behind them. But this idea that there's no limiting principle, that there's nothing that they can do to merit, good faith pushback or good faith defiance, whatever you want to call it, from a body that is supposed to check the executive. The Senate has a role in confirming or not confirming a president's nominees. Otherwise, the Constitution would have said that the president not only nominates, but confirms his appointees himself. No, he puts a name forward, and then the Senate has an obligation to carefully consider that name for that particular position and give advice and consent. And the whole thing is supposed to be a good faith process, to be sure. But it's not good faith to say, no, the Republicans are obligated, or really the Senate in general is obligated to just say, yes, sir, and literally do whatever the hell the man wants. That is a cult, and it's so sad that people like Aaron Bean and Marjorie Taylor Greene conceive of themselves truly as part of a cult and demand that the rest of us bend the knee as well. Really gross, really dangerous. And the guy hasn't even been inaugurated as president yet. So we're going to see more of this. Very unhinged. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.